Death rate due to diabetes in India in the next 50 years will be 30%, whereas in America it will be 90%, 90%. But why, how we produce this diabetes research happens is they eat too much of junk food and too much of calories and too much of fat and do too little physical exercise. And they all suffer from food. That is extra food. So there are two kinds. No food for us, more food for them. And if you can exchange and give enough for us and eat less there, all the whole world will be happy. This is called cooperation. That's what the germs taught us. India was not doing well. Time was when we went with a begging bowl to America for PL 480 wheat. America was very happy because they were giving and we were begging. Then we had a very sensible Minister of Agriculture in India, late C. Subramaniam, a brilliant brain. And he wanted to have independent food policy for India. He was the one who started our own food policy. But unfortunately, he was not a scientist in the true sense, in the distorted sense of the word. And he had scientific advisors who were not scientists but Sarkari scientists. What are the Sarkari scientists? They hang on to politicians, go up the ladder, occupy all the important posts, and at the fag end of the year, they want to be either in WHO, FAO, ILO, ABCDO, and retire with a fat dollar pension. So they were the payroll of the industry in the West. Would you believe there are doctors, my profession, I am ashamed to say, in India, who are on the payroll of the Western drug companies? Chennai, there are a group of mafia fellows. Bombay, Delhi, you name them, they have. What do? They work for those companies here. They say, oh, there is an epidemic of diabetes in India. It is going to be the diabetic capital of India. You read it every day in your papers when you open the, right, no? But the truth is, India would be the ideal country to live if you don't want to have diabetes in the next 50 years according to the WHO's true statistics. The death rate due to diabetes in India in the next 50 years will be 30%, whereas in America it will be 90%, 90%. But why, how we produce this diabetes research? Research is very simple. You can actually, epidemiologists produce epidemics. Did you know that? You didn't know. You didn't know. Young lady is laughing. Young lady, read this editorial in the Lancet. Do epidemiologists produce epidemics? I'll tell you as I go along how it happens. But how we do diabetes business? For Villivakkam, let us say, or Nungambakkam. So the two scientists who are paid by the American companies, they say, we are doing a survey of diabetes in Villivakkam. They frighten people. You know, you may be diabetic, we'll take your blood. Now when you frighten somebody, do you know what happens to your blood sugar? It goes up. Because we were all hunter-gatherers in the forest. And nature in its wisdom, because scientists don't like the word God, so I don't mention God. Nature in its wisdom gave us a new system called the autonomic nervous system. What does it do? You see a tiger and you have to run away from the tiger if you want to save yourself, right? If you can. So to run you require glucose. So those days, like P.T. Usha, they didn't have glucose aid in the forest. So nature said, okay, I will provide glucose. What do? We have gunny bags of glucose in the liver called glycogen. And this is stimulated with the sympathetic nervous system releasing the adrenaline. And when adrenaline comes into the blood, it directly goes to the liver and releases glucose from the gunny bags of glycogen, which is called neoglucogenesis. Doctors mug it up. It simply means neo is new, glucose is glucose, genesis is born. So new glucose, so your blood sugar goes up. But you have to run, no? When you run, the blood sugar comes down. But today what has happened, we are in society, same society, only 10,000 odd years, so we are not mutated enough.